Cards in the house. CJ's in the house. Good to see you, CJ.
Good to see you.
Welcome in.
Thank you.
CJ, tell us about what that number 4 means to that Southeast Guilford program and what Southeast Guilford football means to you.
Well, that number 4, I wear it in pride. That's my number. You know, I take pride in that. But the Southeast Guilford, that's a family for me. And my brothers, you know, I just love being a part of that.
You love, I mean, last week you must have got about 240 yards, just a big week for you. And tell me, I would say explain this to me because I've been wondering about it. Coach Fitz mentioned the fact you kind of had to move around and play more like a fullback last week. Talk about the difference in that backfield, how a fullback is different from the other back in that backfield.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of a difference, honestly. Going inside, playing fullback, outside, playing half. You know, it's a lot of reading on the fullback, a lot of cutting. I mean, but I had to get the job done.
You were kind of on the left side, fairly kind of on the right side most of the time last week, right?
Yes, sir.
And kind of almost kind of a split type back, but you were more like the fullback, and he's more like the, I guess, running back.
Yes, sir.
Can't call it a tailback because it's not an eye. And the thing about it is, you know, you look at the situation. You're like a fullback. When you think of fullbacks, if Coach is going to be honest with me, a fullback, I say, well, I'm a block all that long. But it's not necessarily the case in your system. It's not a fullback block a lot. Fullback carries the ball a lot in your position.
Yes, sir.
How about the win? What did that homecoming win mean to you?
That meant a lot. That was our first homecoming, our last homecoming, seniors.
That's crazy. The first home game, like you say, the last home, all those combined into one. Mm-hmm. And for your sake, your situation, it was almost like a homecoming for you because you were away for a little while and came back this year.
Yes, sir.
That'd be good to be back home.
Yes, sir. That was great. I loved it.
What's been the part you did in the all season to get your game going better? What kind of all season workout program did you have?
Working out hard. Summer workouts that got me looking at film, looking at the bad things, mostly trying to get better, trying to become a better player.
Do you consider yourself a power runner or kind of a speed runner?
A little power runner. I mean, I can get speed if I'm open, but I like busting through, powering over people.
And a little bit of both, probably, right?
Yes, sir.
I asked Michael about this. If he could turn back time, he would turn back time to that game against Catholic and go back to that sophomore year when you guys beat Mount Tabor. Because you were there then.
Yes, sir.
Beat Mount Tabor, then you guys knocked off Mooresville, got beat at Catholic. I bet if we could turn back time for you, I'm just thinking about that one game last week. You could probably get back and get that ball back in. That one ball, that ball came out. You caught that one ball, you probably get that ball back, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you made up for it as the game went on. You had like about a 70-some yard run, 40 yards some run, 20. Man, you just had some great runs last week.
Yes, sir.
And Southeast Guilford, and you developing the season, what would it take you guys to go ahead and win that conference championship and even go on beyond the conference? What does it mean to make the playoffs?
We got to dig deep, play smart, play fast, play physical. We got things to do with submission. We got to just keep trucking. Keep
on trucking, keep on getting the job done. Talk about that all-season workout program. Was a lot of weightlifting for you, a lot of running for you, a little bit of both?
It was a lot of both,
Who was driving you during the all-season? Kind of pushing you to get all this stuff done?
My lineman, really, coach, Mike, most definitely. Me and him was pushing each other, competing, trying to get right.
How big is it to get it right? Because this is your senior year. How big is that? How important is that to get it right?
That's really important. It's really a life thing, you know, trying to get to the next level. So we working real hard.
What does the next level look like for you right now? Does it look promising to get to that next level to go to college?
I mean, you got to work for it. You know, it's not promised right now, but I'm really working for it. I mean, things is getting better.
They're coming together.
Yeah.
It's out there. You just got to go get it, right?
Yes, sir.
But the whole thing is you got to go get it. You got to take care of business along the way.
Yes, sir.
Are the colleges kind of coming in, knocking on the door a little bit and having some conversation?
I had a few, yeah. A few.
Any favorites out there early in the process?
I mean, I'm really liking Savannah State and Georgia.
Yeah. If you got Savannah State, you're getting that MEAC playing against NCAA and all those guys. That'd be a good possibility. Savannah State's kind of a young program too, if I'm not mistaken, kind of up and coming, man.
Yeah, it is.
Coaches making contact, keeping in touch a little bit?
Yes, sir.
What are your goals for you the rest of the season? I know you already passed 1,000 yards. I'm sure you are, and you've got several touchdowns. What about some personal goals the rest of the way you want to do?
Personal, just to get better. A better person, just a better teammate, make everybody just better as one.
You kind of capture me as kind of a little bit of a mild-mannered kind of guy off the football field. When the football whistles and all that stuff start moving the pads, I mean, you kind of change your persona a little bit, right? Become kind of a different person. How do you turn that on, turn that off?
I mean, honestly, I just think about Coach Fritz. He just tell me to get nasty, get mean, you know, and I just love messing just love it. I just
You're
love
kind of
it.
blessed in a lot of ways. You were running back, was going back to your sophomore year, because you weren't there last year, right? You came back in your sophomore year, man. Who was the other back with you that sophomore? Two of you guys were tearing it up back in that day.
Shakir Turner.
Mr. Turner back in the day, yeah, exactly. Well, you guys were, I mean, that was an offensive juggernaut, you might say, that sophomore year, what you guys had going on.
That's it.
I mean, it had to be great to get back there this year, though, I'm sure. Start feeling that thing again.
Great.
How about those offensive linemen? What are those guys up front mean to you, and how do you go about reading those blocks and stuff?
I feed off them. I let them know. Y'all tell me what y'all need me to do. If y'all want me to cut in, cut out. Y'all block for me, I run for y'all. It's a chemistry thing. We just make sure we look out for each other.
And it's a good chemistry too, probably, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, were you one of the captains last Friday night?
No, sir.
No. Captain some weeks possibly, though?
No, sir.
No rotation. He keeps the same
Yeah,
for every week.
same.
And that they bring some guys in, kind of rotate them in and out. But that's coming with this team now, and this senior year, and all this running you're doing. What was it like to kind of lose Stephen Baldwin? I think that might kind of, Coach Fritz mentioned the fact you kind of a little more of a fullback last week. How does that change your responsibility when Baldwin went down?
Well, honestly, I had to step up more. Coach Kyle, before the game, he was like, I trust you, to get this done. He believed in me, so I couldn't let him down. I couldn't let my team down, so I had to do my part as just me to get it done.
Is it all about for you the carries, or is there a lot more that goes with it than just carrying the ball? I guess some running backs kind of go in the game with that mentality. I got to think about carrying that ball. Got to think about all the times I'm going to run that ball tonight. But is there other things that go with it too?
It's just staying on the field, honestly. I like making big plays when it's 3rd and long, 4th and long. I just love staying on the field.
What's been your favorite big play, or maybe a big moment you've had this year? Was there? I mean, last week you had that 1 year, about 70-some runs, 75 yards in that run. What's been a big play for you this year?
A big play,
moment.
a big moment. It was going in the page, and it was like 4th and long. It was like 4th and 12. I just got around the outside, stiffed arm this dude, and got the first to keep us on the field. That's
It means a lot to have a big moment like that against a power team like Page, too.
Yes, sir.
Probably means a lot, too, to be in contention, beating some of these guys right now that you are, knocking off Southern Alabama. You guys took care of business against Smith. What does it mean, and what do you have to do to take care of business against Grimsley?
We just got to stay focused and don't just underestimate. We're not going in there thinking we're just going to beat them. We got to play our game.
Do you actually draw up some plans for those games? Like you kind of draw up, say, I need to be at maybe 200 tomorrow night, or that's one of my goals going in, give me 200 yards. And you're telling yourself, not telling your team what you need, but you're telling yourself kind of, without maybe even telling anybody else, I need to get over 200, at least get 200 yards, maybe try to get 3 or 4 touchdowns.
I always set goals, because that's just what makes me play better. But yeah, I set a couple of goals, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns, like a few yards, yeah.
And it's fun too because you go back after the game and see how you did as far as trying to reach those goals.
Yes, sir.
And say, if I'm playing, I said, if I can average 3 touchdowns a game over the course of the year, that's not a bad night's work, a good week's work, getting 3 touchdowns a game. A few more questions for C.J. McThay, number 4 for the Southeast Guilford Falcons on this Thursday night Chance Rib Shack. Do you play any other sports?
Wrestle and I run track.
What do you run there?
I run a 4x1, 4x2, and 100.
All those sprints, right? Hard running. Going to run track this year, your senior year too?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Follow the World Series at all, the baseball?
I have not been following it.
No favorite Mets or Royals in? How about the NBA? Following the NBA action last night, any at all?
No, I haven't. My favorite team is the Heat, though.
And the Heat beat the Hornets last night, 104-94. So big win for the Heat in that first game. And they got Chris Bosh back. They got Dwayne Wade back. Got a couple other guys. So the Heat are going to be pretty good this year.
I hope so.
Hornets. Ever heard of this kid, P.J. Hairston?
Oh, yeah.
Big man out of Dudley High School. He came out of a local scene. As far as I know. What about the Carolina Panthers? Big Carolina Panthers fan?
I'm an Eagles fan. They just beat my Eagles.
Wow.
I was
So
upset.
that was Sunday night too, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was some kind of crazy game Sunday night. Man, I tell you, the Eagles did compete though. Sam Bradford and company didn't do too bad in that game.
Yeah, they did.
I think they cut that lead down to 8 at one point. I think the Panthers won that game 27-16, but the Eagles had the lead down, I think, to 8, had a chance that they would have scored a touchdown. 2-point conversion could have tied the game. How far do you think these Panthers might go this year? You know, you're an Eagles fan. How far do you think these Panthers might go?
Well, I hope not far, but they're looking pretty good right now.
At least you're bold enough to step in and say, I don't want to say that's not my team. I don't care what it is. What about college-wise? Carolina Tar Heels, Duke Blue Devils, NC State Wolfpack. Any thoughts about those guys?
I'm a Miami.
Heels only one loss.
Yeah, actually, they're looking pretty good, but I like Miami.
You like the Hurricanes?
Yes, sir.
You're a big Miami. We might see you going down to Miami when this is all said and done.
I wish.
Yeah, you like Miami then?
Yes, sir.
Glad to play for the Hurricanes.
Love to.
Have you ever lived down there?
Yeah, I did, actually.
Okay, how long ago?
It was
Back
about 6th grade.
Man, back when you were younger, you were my. The Miami Marlins, a little footnote on Miami, did hire Don Mattingly today to be their new coach. He was a former Greensboro player, but let's just throw that Miami note in there. So you got the Heat, you got the Marlins, and you got the Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing better these days.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Much improved. They hired a new coach, I think, a couple of weeks back. He's 2-0 since he took over. Okay, final notes here for C.J. McThay, Southeast Guilford Falcons. Big game tomorrow against Grimsley, and a few final notes for him. So you lean toward the Heels. Blue Devils are state to be the best this year.
I'm going to say Carolina.
Heels to be the best. They're 6-1. Got Pitt tonight. Big game against the Pitt Panthers on TV. I think kickoff around 7 p.m. Put you in that time machine. Go back or go up. Let's go forward. Let's turn that time machine forward about 20, maybe 30 years. 20 or 30 years. Where do you see yourself? You'll probably be in Miami by then. But where do you think you might see yourself? What you might be doing down the road?
Well, I want to go to school. I want to be a pediatrician. So
wow.
I'm
You're going to
definitely
be working with the youth then, the little kids.
Yes.
We're going to be a doctor. Man, that's, coming in, I'll be honest with you. When I was thinking, sometimes I think what kind of players I want to see when these guys come in. Think about Michael Branch. I want to see a little bit bigger guy. He's pretty steady, pretty thorough. I thought C.J. McThay might come in, big burly guy. Kind of a late, you're an academic guy. Want to be a pediatrician.
Yes, sir.
Man alive, I tell you, that's an interesting, you have shot me tonight. And it's a pleasant surprise, too. I'm sure the academics are all going good for you then.
Yes, sir. They're getting better. They're definitely getting better.
Where do you get the motivation for the academics?
My parents, they stay on me.
Dude, that's good stuff. Good stuff. What kind of class are you taking this year?
Really, my classes are not really that hard this year. I got everything basically knocked out. So the only thing that's going to be hard is math. How to get that knocked out.
So you probably make all A's this year. Any idea what your GPA might be?
I do not at the moment.
Taking any of those entrance tests, anything like that? Done that yet?
Oh, yes, sir.
SATs, done that already?
I might take that actually on the 5th, December 5th.
On the 5th or December 5th? Gotcha. Where will you take it at, of all places? Any idea?
I think it's at Grimsley.
At Grimsley. It used to be at Grimsley many years ago. I'll tell you what, keep up the good work. And again, I like these sort of messages. Sometimes these guys can knock me out, but kind of laid back, kind of peaceful. I think you're going to do well for yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, CJ. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
And hey, and my stats on the website this week too. I do the stats every week. I got CJ